is a quick public service announcement for our dedicated SCP research group. I'm here to remind you about Paranormal Activity books and their SCP Foundation Artbooks. This crowdfunding campaign is the biggest and most ambitious SCP project to date. These 3 volumes look just like authentic research journals, filled with bloodstained reports, handwritten notes, and hundreds of professional illustrations of your favorite SCPs, printed on thick, high-quality paper. Each art book has a leather-imitating hardcover and animated dust jackets, and they all come packaged in an exclusive slipcase. It looks great in my office, and it will definitely be the centerpiece of your bookshelf. So far, their crowdfunding campaign is doing great and has reached more than 80% of their goal. All backers who get the books also receive a ton of free bonuses, and they'll be giving out even more rewards with each new stretch goal. By joining their crowdfunding campaign, you'll be entered into a giveaway for one of 30 creepy cool vinyl toys. Click the link in the description to support Paranormal Activity books and their awesome crowdfunding campaign.
Of course.
Coffee, Mr. Donner?
No thanks.
Not a big coffee drinker?
No.
You're missing out then, because I make the best cup of joe in the facility. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
Listen, I know why you brought me in. Can we skip the pleasantries and get down to it already?
Sure thing, Mr. Donner. I'm a special agent brought in to help with the Jackie Barter case. I'd like to ask you a few questions about her.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Just make it quick. This whole situation is bad for business.
Thanks. How well did you know Jackie?
Not well. She was one of the scats. That's it. I haven't had a single complaint about it till all of this happened.
Do you know anything about her?
No, not really. I made sure she didn't steal anything and that she didn't sneak out while on the job. Mainly, I made sure she kept her damn mouth shut. What's her name clearly didn't get the message.
Jackie.
Right.
Mr. Donner, what exactly do your employees do?
I don't know.
Come on, you don't really expect me to believe that, do you? You own the business.
Fine then, let me re-clarify. I don't know because I don't want to know. See, our clients are typically important people, which means they're usually overworked, and when important people are all work and no play, they can get rather depraved for a good time. And since they can't really keep a low profile when it comes to who they are, I give them the means to conceal their identity, hence the theme of my whole operation. Whatever you want, my girls will take care of it, privately.
All right, I understand.
Listen, you want to know more about the, delicate recreational services our clients receive? You should look into the manager of the chemical plant near my warehouse. He revisited my establishment very frequently, and I haven't seen him since what's-her-name's disappearance.
Jackie Barter's disappearance.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you know about the guy?
Well, he has a wife, a high-income job, no documented criminal record. He was a regular, but he always looked like he was expecting something, like he needed something more. I don't know how to explain it, really. He always brought about 3 or 4 friends with him, different people each time. Don't ask who they are, because I don't know. I never bothered to find out, and even if I did, I doubt I could get any information about any of them. See, most of my company's clients use aliases, which we kindly indulge. Some live off the record completely. No licenses, no bank accounts, no nothing. Except money. They all got money to spend on a good time.
Is there anything else you can tell me about him?
Only one other thing comes to mind. Every time he and his crew showed up, this guy always requested for the, and I quote, woman dressed in white. Apparently she was his favorite handler.
Jackie, you mean?
Right. Oh, and the prick's wife showed up one day, sticking her nose where it doesn't belong.
His wife contacted you?
Yeah, the bitch came to the warehouse looking for information. She must have been suspicious and followed him there. I sent her away, per company policy, of course, but she must have got to Jackie after hours.
Jackie Barter?
Yeah, Jackie. That's what I said, right?
Yes, sorry. Please continue.
Anyways, so the wife probably gave her some sob story about how her husband's cheating on her or whatever. I bet Jackie told her everything.
What are you suggesting, Mr. Donner?
Look, all I know is that Jackie didn't come into work the next day, and she's been gone ever since.
Spread out and search the area.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Dr. Hayward, I see your symptoms are progressing as usual.
You say that as if it's a good thing.
My apologies, Dr. Hayward. I simply mean that nothing out of the ordinary is occurring with your condition as of yet. Have your new ears been properly maintained?
Yes, about as well as they could be. It was strange going deaf only to then start hearing through these novelty mouse ears. I feel like I'm Mickey Mouse or something.
And your hands, are they causing you any discomfort?
No. You would think having your hands deform into these hideous claws would be extraordinarily painful, but it's not really. They just sort of change.
How are you feeling overall?
Fine, I guess. I feel bad about Jennings. He wouldn't have written the report and sent it out to everyone if I hadn't told him to. No one on the team knew the whole story at the time. Just fragments.
This is how it works with info hazards, Dr. Hayward. How are you or anyone else supposed to know that sharing specific details of this phenomenon is what causes this sickness to spread? You were just following protocol. If you hadn't instructed him to write the report, someone else would have.
I suppose that's true. How's he doing, by the way?
Research Assistant Jennings was experiencing more advanced symptoms of the SCP-1903. He died after successfully removing his mask after 3 days into isolation.
Wow.
Let me once again reassure you that in the eyes of the Ethics Committee, you did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel much better about the situation, Dr. Buck. I worked with Ryan for years.
Well, in the future, you won't allow yourself to be too emotionally attached to your colleagues.
Listen, I appreciate your very poor attempt at sympathy, really I do. But I'm sure you have questions. Let's just get them over with.
Very well then. How did you feel after exposure?
I felt fine at first. After a couple hours, the affected areas started to feel irritated. Nothing crazy. I didn't think much of it until the second day. By then it felt more like a bad sunburn, and my face was peeling off. The testing for mercury wasn't much fun either. It still kind of hurts when you touch it.
We can provide you some painkillers if it'd help.
I'd prefer to have one of the SCP-500 pills to get rid of this affliction completely. Did you submit my request?
I did. It was denied by the Council.
I see.
Would you mind detailing your report? You said that SCP-1903 attempted to communicate with you at some point.
Yeah, I was in the observatory reading Revision 2. By the time I finished, I saw SCP-1903 staring at me from across the cell through the observatory window. She didn't say anything, but she shushed me. I tried to talk to her through the intercom, but when I did, she just sat back down on her cot. My guess is that she realized I was reading her file and then tried to warn me not to tell anyone. But that's all that is. A guess.
Thank you, Dr. Hayward. That's useful. Is there anything else you want to report?
Yes. I don't know if any of the others have been seeing this, but occasionally I get these flashes.
Flashes? When did you start seeing them, and how frequently?
Flashes is probably not the right term. They're more like short-term hallucinations. I started seeing them a few nights ago. Around the time I noticed that the mask finished growing. It's weird. I don't feel dizzy or anything when they happen. Sometimes barely notice them at all. But once every couple of hours or so, I see these people change clothes. The men all wear white tux. The woman has on this white evening gown. It's classy, if a bit revealing.
Revealing.
The dress has a lot of cleavage. And the entire back shows. But the skirt kind of reminds me of a wedding dress.
What else can you tell me about these people?
They are all wearing the masks.
Animal masks like yours?
No, more like the ones in storage. The ones we got from donors. If there's enough people around, kind of looks like a masquerade. Except everyone just turns their heads to face me. Even if their necks should have snapped, they just kind of stare at me.
How long did these hallucinations last?
I don't know, maybe around 10 to 20 seconds.
When this happens, is this all you see? These people in white?
Well, sometimes there's this man leaning against the wall. He looks at me too, but I don't know. He just kind of glares at me. Like he expects me to be doing something. He's not wearing a mask. He wears a brown suit, so he kind of sticks out from the crowd. I should be able to know what his face looks like by now. I can remember the expression he makes, but I always seem to forget his face when I try to imagine it. I think it might be Mr. Donner.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. And thanks for supporting us over on Patreon. These fine people on screen are our highest donors. Also, make sure to check out our merch store for some sweet SCP gear. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you all next week.